This is the Qigong exercises 4th set. And this first one is called the pelvic thrust. Put your hands on your waist and just turn your pelvic forward and then turn it back, kind of sticking your butt in the air a little bit. Just rock the pelvis back and forth. And this pelvis can get really tight, so this is good to keep it kind of loose. Let's go back and forth a few times. Next one's called the pelvic rotation. So we're just going to try to make an arc with our pelvis rotating around in the circle. And as we rotate the pelvis, the torso goes in the opposite direction. So you're making a nice big wide circle with the pelvis rotation, and then just bending the body in the opposite direction that your pelvis is going. After you've gone around a few times in one direction, then switch directions and go around in the other direction. This just really helps loosen up that whole pelvic area, the sacrum, the lower spine. Keep that all flexible. Okay. So the next one's called the abdominal lift. We're going to bend down and put our hands just above the knees and exhale completely, and then suck your abdomen in and hold it for 5 seconds. So exhale, lift, and then let go and inhale. And let's do that 2 more times. So exhale, lift and hold for 5 seconds, and then inhale. 1 more time, exhale, and then lift and hold. Release and inhale. Okay, that's really good to help with our abdomen, keeping it toned, and the abdominal muscle, the diaphragm, keeping that nice and strong. Okay, the next one's called the side stretch. We're going to knead our fingers together and put them up above our head and just stretch to one side and then stretch to the other side. And don't force it too far, just go as far as feels comfortable. Just stretching, keep stretching. The stretching is really good for the fascia of the body, keep it limber. Okay. And the next one's called the face stretch. We're just gonna open our mouth as big as we can and just stretch the face out. Do that a few times, and there's over 100 muscles in the face, so that really helps to keep our muscles, facial muscles, taut and firm. The next one is called the throat and thyroid stretch. So on this one, we take our jaw and point it straight up there, jut it as high as you can, and just go back and forth a few times, stretching, a few times up and back. Now turn your head to the side and stretch up and back a few times there, and then turn it to the other side and stretch a few times there. This not only stretches the throat and neck muscles, but it also stimulates the thyroid gland, which is attached to the throat. Okay, and the next one's called the neck stretch and head roll. So we're going to take our head and put our chin down by the chest and just roll it to one side slowly and gently. Look over that shoulder and then go over the other side. Let the neck or the head do the work on this. Just slowly and gently go over each side. And sometimes people get a stiff neck. This can really help to alleviate the pain of a stiff neck. Okay. The next one's called the tongue stretch and roll. We're going to stick out our tongue, and this is actually similar to a yoga pose called the lion pose, where you stick out your tongue. but after you stick out your tongue, you pull your tongue back in and curl it up onto the roof of your mouth before you go back out and stick it back out again. So it's like this. Okay, just do that a few times, and that really helps with the facial muscles as well as the whole tongue and the jaw muscles. Okay, the next one's called the eye roll. So just roll the eye off to one side and then start rolling the eyes around in one direction. You just make a complete circle, rolling the eyes around in one direction a few times. And this really helps our eye muscles, keep them strong. And then when you're ready, just start going in the other direction. Rotate the eyes around in the other direction a few times. Keeping those eye muscles strong can help with nearsighted and farsightedness. Okay, and the next one's called the neck, knee, and head pituitary tap. We're going to, again, knead our fingers together, put our hands on the back of our head, and use your thumbs to knead your neck. And you start at the skull, bottom base of the skull, and just knead down the side of the neck down to where the neck meets the shoulders, and then do the closer to the spine. And just if there's any sore spots, just knead them with your fingers, just little circles. And then there's little, they're called pawns, or little soft spots just below the skull. You can do a little extra kneading in there. And then take fists and start tapping the back of your skull. And then you can start tapping all over. And this tapping stimulates the pituitary gland. Okay, the next one's called the breastbone rub and tap. So just rub your breastbone, your sternum, and you can just use one hand. And this will stimulate that thymus gland that's in there. And then you can just start tapping, tap around the heart, tap around the breastbone. And the next one's called the kidney rub and adrenal tap. So make fists with both hands, and again, rub your lower back all over in the mid back of the kidneys, and just give them a little rub, and then start tapping. Just tap all over down there. And the tapping can actually, if someone has kidney stones, this can kind of interrupt the growth of kidney stones and just dissolve them before they get to be a problem. So that kidney tap's a good one. And the next one is called Thanksgiving to the Universe and All Teachers of the Truth. So we're going to take a shoulder width stance and put our left hand over our heart and then cross it with the right hand and sink down at the knees a little bit. Turn the hands over, separate them, push the hands down as they go down. We come up at the knees and bring the heels together. Make a fist with the left hand in front, cover it with the right, and then it's a bow. We're bowing to teachers, all the teachers of truth in the universe, and we're also bowing to the students. The students are bowing to the teachers. That's it.